As always, I'm Carl with Targets with Attitude. I welcome you to my little corner of cyberspace. Today I've got, this is going to be something of a depressing video in a way. It's much more serious than what I normally do. I'm not doing a knife review or anything fun. Today we're talking about something that has especially been bothering me this past week since the shooting at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh. This hits home hard for me because I went to Penn State McKeesport. I know Pittsburgh. I lived there. I loved the town. Hate crimes are up over the past 4 years or so, 3 or 4 years, in a very scary way. One article I read showed FBI statistics saying that it's been up in 2017 at least. It was up 44% over what it was back in 2014. That's scary, people. But what's even scarier are some of the people coming to me and asking me for advice. They're scared. They want my advice on a gun. One is a very sweet lady I work with, born and raised right here in South Carolina. Very well educated. Sweetest lady you could want. But when she married her husband, she converted to Islam. And she wears the scarf. She wears the hijab. She's been threatened. She came to me asking for advice on where she could safely go to buy a gun in a gun safe. Because, let's be honest, some of these gun stores just, she'd walk in wearing that headscarf marking her as a Muslim, and they'd see her as the enemy. They wouldn't help her. I was able to help her with that. But it's disturbing. Another gentleman I know, he's gay. And he tells me that he's scared like he hasn't been since the late 70s and early 80s when someone burnt down the Stone Palace, a gay bar here in Greenville. Everyone knew it was arson. Everyone knew it was because it was a gay bar. Police did nothing. And he's afraid we're going back to those times. He wanted advice. And these two aren't the only ones. But what disturbs me is that they aren't taking time to think. Let's be honest. This is a very handy tool. It's reliable. Not that accurate with that short a barrel, but accurate enough at most self-defense distances. It's comfortable. Pull the trigger, it's going to go bang. But this is not a magic wand. Pulling this out and waving around will not make the bad guy magically disappear. You have to understand, this is designed to destroy or kill something. You never point it at anything you're not willing to destroy. You always assume that it's loaded. You notice first thing I did was check. Even though it's my gun, I knew it was unloaded. I still checked. But if you're not willing to point this at someone and pull the trigger when your life is in danger, if you're not willing to take another human life to defend your own. This is useless. It's too small to make an effective club. Too awkward a shape to throw. You're better off with pepper spray or a box of rocks. This will just get you killed. So ask yourself, very seriously, are you willing to take another human life to defend your own or to protect the lives of your family? If you're not, this is not for you. And there's no shame if you're not willing to, if you cannot. There's times I wish I was more like that. And there are other ways, other things you can do. Get yourself a axe handle. Buy yourself a baseball bat. Get pepper spray. Loud whistle. Any of those will serve you a lot better than this will if you're not willing to pull the trigger. And even then, after you buy it, you can't just throw it in a drawer and hope for the best. You're going to have to practice with it. Practice long and hard. And I'm not just talking about going to the range and putting holes in a piece of paper. You need to learn how to shoot accurately under a great deal of stress, which means shooting and shooting and shooting. Shooting from a crouch. Shooting from a seating position. Shooting from the floor. Shooting while moving sideways or backwards. Shooting from behind something. You have to shoot in all these. Practice drawing from the holster. Learn to double tap. Because the first shot might not stop him. So learn to double tap. Learn to triple tap. Practice. Because otherwise, you get in that stressful situation, you're not going to be able to hit the broadside of the barn from the inside. Believe me, I speak from experience here, folks. Back when I was still a paramedic, we wore uniforms very similar to what the police wore. Police wore a light blue shirt with epaulets and a badge. I wore a white shirt with epaulets and a shield. The cops wore dark blue pants. I wore dark blue pants. The cops wore jump boots. I wore jump boots. The cops had a radio on their side. I had a radio on their side. If you didn't see the vehicle we pulled up in, it was very easy to mistake me for a cop, and it happened 5 times. First time, I was cursing myself for not having a gun. Second time, I was cursing myself because I hadn't taken the time to get a gun yet, even after promising myself the first time that I would. Would have been illegal, but was cursing myself for it anyway. Third time, I was too busy keeping my head down to even think about shooting back. That and hoping I had a clean pair of pants back at base because I was sure going to need them. Fourth time wasn't much better. And when I finally did have an occasion where I was being shot at and I had a legitimate reason to shoot back, fortunately I wasn't on duty at the time. I had just gotten off duty. I found out that shooting is not instinctive. I couldn't have hit the broadside of the barn from inside. And you don't want to be in that position. Especially if you're in the house Your own house, protecting yourself and your family. Where are your kids? Are they in the bathroom, safely tucked into the bathtub where it gives them some protection and behind you? Or are they in one of the bedrooms off the side in front of you? Is your bullet going to go through the wall and hit your kids? Something you have to think about. So yeah, ask yourself seriously and honestly, can I pull the trigger and kill another human being to defend my life or the life of my family? Say if you can't, there's no shame in that. There's plenty of alternatives. If you can, then you can come to me. I'll take you to the range. I'll spend a day or two or even 3 with you shooting every gun we can get our hands on till we find the gun that's exactly right for you. I'll hook you up with some of my friends who are ex-military. Or if I can find him, maybe one of my early trainers who was an instructor of the FBI. I've fallen out of contact with him. If I can find him, I'll hook you up with him. I know several cops who are more than happy to help teach you how to shoot. They'll get you ready. But first, decide, can you take another life? If you can, I'll help you find one of these. If we can't, you've got no business owning this whatsoever. But enough of that. Kind of a depressing video, I admit. But it's important. It's something you need to think about if you're going out to buy your first gun. So think about it. Think long and hard. And just watch this video second time. Or maybe some other videos about it. In the meantime, I want to wish you luck. For once, I'm not going to tell you to do it with attitude. Because this is one you have to do with honesty. Attitude's just going to get in your way. In the meantime, you take care. And hopefully next time we see each other, we can talk about something a lot more pleasant and a lot more enjoyable. Take care now. Bye.